Hey everybody, it's Sunday afternoon. Happy Father's Day to everybody to whom it's applicable. Finally getting a few days off from work, so gonna do a few reviews. I've got one that's been sitting in my fridge for a while, and it's a barley wine. Not really. It's kind of a warm, sticky day. We had some serious rainstorms come through last night. Torrential rains, really high winds, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour. Did some damage to trees and stuff, but sun's out now. It's turned into kind of a hot, sticky day. But I'm gonna do a barley wine today from a brewer I've never had. Obviously, the beer I've never had. I'm gonna do one of J.W. Lee's Harvest Ales. This is a 2010 edition. I copied a little bit from the website. The first part of it's about the 2012. I'll skip that. It gives a little history. It says in 1986, Giles Dennis, head brewer at the time, invented J.W. Lee's Harvest Ale. Harvest Ale is a vintage barley wine made from the first hops of the year and the very finest British malt. Very quickly, the beer created a following of ale enthusiasts who recognized its quality. In the past 26 years, whilst retaining a cult following, the beer has grown in popularity, and in some bars around the world it has gained legendary status, with older vintages being highly sought after and changing hands for up to $60 per bottle. Comes in 11.5% ABV. I didn't really know anything about it. I guess it varies considerably from year to year. I took the recommendation of Joe up there at John's Grocery. He said this was a good year, so this being Father's Day, the park is pretty busy today, and looks like I've got some Frisbee golfers coming through. Most of the shelter houses are full. This one's a couple of 100 yards from the road. The shortest distance is uphill pretty steep, so it never gets any business. But let me let these Frisbee golfers come through, and then I'll get back to my review. Okay, they're gone. I hear another bunch coming though. It's a busy day today. It's a nice day. So that was a kid playing Frisbee golf with his dad on Father's Day. So that's a good deal. So anyway, let me get this thing back out of the cooler. Let's get it in the glass and see what we have. Just a generic cap, got some sort of tag on it, and let's see what we have. A little bit of a hiss, a little bit of smoke, not a lot. Ooh, looks like maybe a little sediment came out of there. Not much of a head on it. Dark, murky, slightly reddish brown. Don't see any sediment. Don't see a lot through it. Really can't see. Well, yeah, there's a little sediment in it. There's some stuff floating in it, but not a lot. Can't tell the carbonation. Can't see enough through it to tell what the carbonation is. So let me get a nose. Not much of a head, but 11.5% ABV. I wasn't really expecting much, so let me get a nose on it. Oh, wow. Yeah. There's a lot going on here. I'm getting a nice mix of a lot of those dark fruits. There's raisins, prunes, some caramelized malts, maple, brown sugar, maybe just a bit of some light citrus fruits, definitely some booze in there. Definitely getting that 11.5%. Little buttery toffee, it's definitely a fruit bomb, that's for sure. Primarily raisin. You got brown sugar, raisin, your dark malts. Just really a lot going on here. Really smells good. So I've been looking forward to this. So I know this is probably, being 2.5 years old, it's probably a little early for drinking this, but I couldn't resist. So here we go. Oh wow, yeah, it starts off with a nice mix of sweet raisin and prune. Get some brown, maybe maple sugar. Through the middle, there's some more caramel flavor. There's some citrus fruit, molasses. Finishes with a nice mix of the dark fruits, the malts, caramelized malts, some other dark malts, molasses, hint of citrus there, some earthy hops, and I'm surprised there's some hops, 2.5 years still in there, but definitely some booze. Not a lot of carbonation, that's for sure, but makes it feel real thick, really sweet, almost syrupy, really smooth, but got a warming, sweet finish. I'd say it's probably medium full-bodied, but the real mild carbonation just makes it seem a lot thicker than it is. So let me sit. I'm going to sip on this for a while. This is definitely going to be a sipper. And some other Frisbee golfers coming through, so I'll sip on this while they're coming through, and then I'll finish my review. Okay, I'm back. The second group of golfers came through, so I've been sipping on this. This is a sipper for sure. It's a very drinkable beer, but it's definitely a sipper. I mean, there is a lot going on here. It has this nice, really rich, sweet malt backbone. Got a great balance of the sweetness and the dark fruits. A little bit of hop, kind of citrus hop bitterness there through the middle and on the finish. Just a really nice drinking beer. This is probably one of the more complex and one of the better beers I've ever had, that's for sure, of any style. Definitely one of the more complex of any style I've ever had, and one of the better barley wines I've ever had too. The blending, the myriad of flavors is just really, really good. I can't even imagine what this would be like if it was cellared for another few years. I'm definitely going to try to, next time I'm up to Iowa City and visit John's, I'm gonna pick up some more, and hopefully I can curb my enthusiasm and let these sit for a while. Just bring them home and take them down to my folks' place, and they've got a cellar, I don't, and just throw them in the cellar and let them sit for maybe even 7 or 8 or 9 years. Something tells me that there's nothing gonna be wrong with this. Darn good beer. I'd say in this vintage, being 2.5 years old, and thanks to Joe at John's Grocery for recommending it, I'm going to give the J.W. Lee's, threw that in the cooler too. Don't want to be drinking beer here when the golfers are coming by. 2010 edition of their Harvest Ale. I'm going to give it a good solid 9.5 out of 10. I imagine with another 3 or 4 or 5, 6 years on it, it'd probably be a 10 or close to a 10, that's for sure. Damn good beer. So everybody enjoy your Father's Day. If you have the opportunity and your father's still around, call him up or visit him and wish him well. That's what I'm going to do later. So until next time, everybody, cheers. Let's keep drinking these good beers.